Trump issues stark warning. Nations aligning with BRICS face 10% penalty tariff. In a bold declaration that's sending shockwaves through global trade corridors, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced sweeping new tariffs aimed at countries that align themselves with BRICS, increasingly influential coalition of emerging economies including China, Russia, India, and others. Any nation endorsing the anti-American agenda of BRICS will be subjected to an additional 10% tariff no exemptions, no exceptions, Trump proclaimed on his social media platform. This hardline stance comes amid heightened tensions over international trade and geopolitical allegiances. Trump, a long-standing critic of BRICS, has viewed the bloc's growing cohesion as a direct challenge to American dominance on the world stage. A U.S. deadline of July 9 was initially set for trade agreements to be finalized. However, administration officials now confirm that tariffs will officially be enforced starting August 1. President Trump has pledged to dispatch formal notices to nations outlining their specific tariff rates if resolutions remain elusive. Since assuming office in January, Trump has rolled out a cascade of import taxes asserting they are crucial for reviving domestic manufacturing and safeguarding American jobs. On what he dubbed Liberation Day in April, Trump announced sweeping tariff hikes, some reaching a staggering 50%. However, he temporarily froze the harshest measures, allowing a 3-month negotiation window that closes on July 9. During this interim period, a blanket 10% import tax has been applied to goods from most of America's trading partners. To date, Washington has secured full trade accords only with the United Kingdom and Vietnam, alongside a partial agreement with China. Despite this progress, crucial gaps remain, particularly over tariffs on UK steel exports to the US. Pressed on the looming tariff deadline, Trump remained adamant. There will be tariffs. The tariffs are the tariffs. He added that 10 to 15 official letters would be dispatched on Monday to governments detailing their potential new trade penalties. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick confirmed that the enforcement date is August 1. Tensions escalated last week when Trump warned Japan it could face tariffs of 30% to 35% if a deal isn't reached by Wednesday. Meanwhile, the European Union has been staring down threats of 50% tariffs since May unless a breakthrough agreement is struck. Recent reports suggest the EU is weighing a provisional accord to maintain the current 10% tariff rate for most exports. Negotiations are also underway to reduce existing 25% levies on EU-made vehicles and parts, along with a punishing 50% tariff on steel and aluminum. The BRICS alliance, originally composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, expanded last year to welcome Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Collectively, these nations now represent over half the global population and are increasingly vocal in challenging U.S. financial and strategic supremacy. In 2024, Trump issued a fierce threat to impose 100% tariffs on BRICS countries if they proceeded with plans to launch a new global currency as an alternative to the U.S. dollar. His latest warning follows sharp criticism from BRICS finance ministers who met in Rio de Janeiro and lambasted American tariff policies as disruptive and damaging to the global economy. Their joint communique warned that such measures introduce deep instability and volatility into international trade dynamics. Andrew Wilson, Deputy Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce, emphasized the difficulty of shifting global supply chains away from China. Detaching from Chinese production is far easier said than done, he told reporters. In sectors like electric vehicles, batteries, rare earths, and magnets, China's dominance leaves the world with virtually no substitute. As the geopolitical chessboard continues to shift, Trump's aggressive tariff doctrine is set to test global loyalties and reshape the architecture of international trade.